And still.
Yo, Aaron!
Huh? They said Sergey Lipanov was going to be a test for you. What test? I'm confused.
What up, AndStilltv in the building coming at y'all with another one. So check it out. It's been a minute since we've been on here, man. It's a whole lot going on that we haven't talked about. Boots Ennis fought a couple weeks ago. Got a whole bunch of fights coming up in the summer. We just going to talk about all of it, man. Nothing in particular, but we just want to talk boxing. So cue the intro.
I'm handsome, I'm bad, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
We're just gonna get right to it this time. I promise. I'm living in a prophecy, and I feel ain't nobody hot as me. Ain't nobody strong as we. I'm flexing on your heroes, I'm working on your prodigy. Stay away from every boy that hate and suck the strong to see. I think I might have came too strong on that. And they might think it's something wrong with that. Let me take it back.
And still.
Yo, Aaron!
Philly versus Dallas, nigga.
Yes, sir.
What you say, Aaron? What you say? Oh! Oh, what? He said, what you say? You said pups can't talk shit to no big dog.
I ain't even show y'all nothing yet. It's
You ain't even
got a whole different arsenal. It's levels, man. I mean,
Okay.
that's what he's supposed to say. That's what he's supposed to say.
What's good, folks? Welcome back to AndStilltv. It's been a while, but we're gonna get caught up on all the boxing stuff we care about right now. First of all, let's get into that Ennis fight. What'd you think, Aaron?
Look, man, I think he just solidified everything we always say. And a lot of people be talking shit, saying that, you know, we give him too much credit a little too early. Look, we go by the eye test. We know boxing. We seen a lot of fighters. I seen a young Floyd fight. I seen a young, you know, Javante, you know, right now. I seen a young Errol Spence. I know this kid's the truth, man. So
And all you can do is eye test these days because ain't nobody fighting nobody.
Yeah, ain't nobody fighting nobody. But this man's offense, man, that thing is unreal. Unreal. Like, I actually don't think I've ever seen anyone switch left-handed to right-handed that well. You may be able to think of somebody. Like, people be talking about how Terrence Crawford switch hits. He really doesn't. Terrence Crawford just fights left-handed. He don't do shit when he fights right-handed.
He starts off right-handed
and doesn't do shit.
and loses the rounds.
Right, and then changes. This dude will fuck you up left and right-handed. Granted, he's not fighting elite-level competition, but you can just see it. The size, the speed, the power, the timing. He gets a little bit too bold sometimes and doesn't, you know, put his chin away and move his head when he needs to, but
I think even when he was getting caught flush, though, he was rolling with it.
it was one when he didn't, when he was kind of in the corner.
And think about how we're critiquing him, though.
Yeah,
So he fought a guy that was a previous champion.
yeah, he only had one loss.
Yeah, only one loss. He had a tough fight with Mikey Garcia.
Yeah,
And he's a solid fighter.
Yes.
And all we can really say is he landed one solid shot.
he only landed one solid shot, and I was sitting there, and he was like kind of fucking around with him too. I feel like that wouldn't even have happened with somebody better, but he just needs to make sure that shit don't happen against like a Danny Garcia landing that shot. He'd have been on the canvas maybe.
Yeah, he might have got put down.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't, you know, that's a different scenario. Like, we could say that about a lot of shit. Like, that's the only thing I got. Like, the motherfucker is crazy.
Yeah, I knew that fight was going to be a wash. I knew he was going to stop him. Shout out to my man, Colonel Local Sports. He predicted the 6th round.
Oh, okay.
So when it happened, I was like, oh, shit, he caught it. You know?
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
That fight for real should have been stopped before that, though.
At what point?
I don't remember. He was beating the shit out of that dude, though.
I felt
Like, it was getting bad.
I felt like it was a good stoppage.
For a long, I feel like it should have, I feel like that should have, I feel like the ref was fine. I feel like his corner should have stopped that.
Oh, yeah, he had no. See, that's one way of looking at it. Like, I see that in a lot of fights, though, where at a certain point in the fight, you're like, okay, this fighter has no chance.
Yeah, it's like, why are you?
They may not be taking the biggest punishment in the moment, but you know they don't have a chance of winning this fight.
Like, he was getting his brains beat in, bro. Like, Jaron Ennis is, that's some crazy offense.
Like, honestly, with that, like, when he landed that one flush shot and Ennis and came right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that point, they could have stopped it. Okay.
He could have shot. They could. I actually think he was a little hurt right there, though.
You think so?
I do. I think Like you know to do that. Like when you get rocked, move forward, tighten up, and keep coming forward. Like don't act like you hurt. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like to me. But I think he definitely felt that. But other than that, like the way he puts that when he's fighting left-handed, the way he puts that straight left hand to the body when he's fighting left-handed, like it's crazy, bro. You can't see that shit. His arms are so long. He just be sticking that shit right in your stomach, bro. Like. His straight left hand out of that left-handed stance is unreal. I don't know if I've ever seen nothing like that.
I mean, he's been compared to Roy Jones.
I see that.
As far as the athleticism,
I see that. I definitely see it.
I can see that. I think he's the most.
I don't think
he's
not as explosive as Roy, but I think he's a better boxer than Roy though.
Definitely
like,
a better boxer.
From a technical standpoint. Roy's explosiveness was just like. And the way he was built, that shit was just crazy. Like, it's just pure speed and power. I don't think he's on Roy's level. He's right in the mix, though. Like he's right there.
So,
but he's a better technical boxer.
So we clearly think he's already elite in the welterweight division.
Yes, he's there.
What guys do you think have a chance of beating him?
Errol Spence. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
You're not even giving Crawford a solid
fuck
chance.
No. Crawford's losing.
Crawford,
honestly, it's going to be so hard for Crawford, especially since he can switch southpaw and fight both equally as well. So when Crawford do his southpaw, because he does that to get an advantage.
Yeah.
He can go southpaw too, and it just become like two dudes fighting orthodox again.
I think the biggest problem he would give Crawford is Crawford likes to have time to think.
Yeah.
And it's the same reason Arrow's going to give him problems.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you time to think like that.
Yeah.
Like, while you're thinking, they're throwing.
Wait, so you saying Crawford's giving him problems?
No.
Oh, he's giving
Crawford problems. Because when Crawford's trying to think what to do, it's going to turn into a brawl.
I think he's a better fighter than Crawford. Crawford does have more seasoning though. I think that's a really good fight now.
Put it like this, I think if Crawford can't hurt him, he loses.
Right.
Crawford has to hurt him.
He's gonna have to hurt him. And it's such a disadvantage, just from a pure physicality standpoint. Ennis is so much bigger, and he's faster, and he hits harder. Yeah.
I think their speed is about the same.
No, I would go. I would definitely.
Well,
go
I don't know.
Ennis.
I can't say that because Kell Brook was definitely out jabbing.
Dog, Ennis is fast as shit. Yo, them jabs at the beginning, bro. Them shits, he wasn't even landing. I was
The one knock I have, if it is a knock, is the same thing he said about himself, is that sometimes he gets a little overzealous and, gets a little out of position because he does too much, a little too flashy.
Yes, I would agree with that. But that's the same thing that every young, good fighter does.
But I don't know that he'll do that against elite.
I don't know that either. I mean, there's always the elephant in the room in that he hasn't fought the competition. Certain fighters' skill sets don't translate well against elite competition, a la Andre Berto, who looked like Roy Jones too when he was fighting.
They were comparing
lesser
him
dudes.
to Mayweather too.
I mean,
Berto.
Right. Oh, yeah. Right. So, you always had that where certain guys, if you look at, I'll give you a perfect example. If you look at a Mikey Garcia against lesser competition, he wouldn't look as dominant as Andre Berto against lesser competition. But when they move up, he looks better against elite guys than Andre Berto because it's just a different skill set. Flashier guys without the fundamentals. They don't have the fundamentals down packed.
Terrence Crawford.
Right.
He looks great against all these bums.
Yeah.
But
right.
What'd you think about Virgil Ortiz?
I ain't watch that shit.
You didn't watch it. That was a good fight, man.
So what happened? So tell him.
So Hooker was you could tell I picked him to get stopped anyway, right? But he landed some really good shots.
Did I watch that shit?
I think you watched. Thought we talked about it.
I think we did. I think I did. I just can't remember what happened. It was a while ago.
It's been 3 weeks?
Yeah, it was a little while ago. I got a lot going on.
But Ortiz put on a good performance, right? But it wasn't as strong as Boots' performance. First of all, his opponent wasn't as strong.
Yeah.
His opponent wasn't as strong, but Hooker outboxed him for maybe 2 rounds and actually got him to take a step back here and there.
Right.
He just you remember because you were complaining about him, the only thing he could do to keep him off him was the left hook. Remember, you was like, you got to throw the left hook.
Did I watch that with you?
I don't know if we watched it together. I don't know.
I don't know. I know I saw that fight. I just can't remember the fight. I can't remember what the fuck happened in the fight, yo.
Hooker didn't have the power to keep him off him, but whenever he would land that left hook, he would take a step back. And he outboxed him for a couple rounds.
Yeah.
Then he started getting caught. Then he had like a hand injury or shoulder injury or something. And the fight was he took a knee.
I think I was over here for some reason. I feel like I was over here. I still can't really remember what the fuck happened though. I do remember Ortiz winning though.
So where do you rank Ortiz right now in the welterweight division?
Like I need a specific number. All right, hold up.
How do you think he fares against Sean Porter?
I think he.
Same question for Boots too.
I was over here when we watched that.
When?
Ortiz. No, I watched that with you. I promise you, I watched that with you. I watched that
and
with
we
you.
didn't record?
We did record. Didn't we? We made a video about Virgil Ortiz, I believe.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We already talked about this shit.
Been a long time.
I'm like, yo, that's what threw me off. Like, this motherfucker fought again.
Yeah.
But since we brought it up, we might as well talk about it, just in case somebody saw that, because they get a lot of views.
Nothing has been happening in boxing.
Yeah,
except
right.
People are making up.
There's a
fake
bunch of
fights.
shit. Like, I was telling him earlier, like, we on the cusp of some great shit that's about to pop off. There's a lot of showcase fights coming up. But anyway, Virgil Ortiz, ranking him in the welterweight division. Does he beat Sean Porter? That's a good fight. That's a really good fight. If I had to pick, I would have to pick Sean Porter, though. I would rather watch him than Sean Porter, though, for sure. He's more exciting. It's tough to pick against Sean Porter unless someone's super elite.
How do you think Porter does against Boots?
He loses.
I think he could give him problems.
Yeah, he's giving everyone problems.
Just because,
Because he's Sean Porter.
Yeah.
I mean, he gives people problems. That's like what he does. He gives elite fighters problems and makes them prove that they're truly elite. That's his thing.
I don't know. Maybe I'm really high on young fighters, but guys like Stanionis, you know what that is?
I've seen him fight.
I feel like he and Virgil Ortiz are on the same level. They're both welterweight. He just doesn't have the recognition is that or the competition that Virgil has fought.
Well, that's how it is a lot of times. Those young guys will be when a fighter is like a champion, future like top pound for pound guy. He's really ready to beat top guys when he's real young.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't, the top guys just don't, choose to fight him yet because that looks really bad when they lose to somebody that young.
So Boots called out Thurman. What do you think about that fight?
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
But Boots would rip the feathers off his ass. Like,
Thurman, I haven't heard any talk of anyone fighting Thurman.
I don't think Thurman wants to fight. I think he wants to just be a commentator.
He keeps calling out Errol Spence.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to fight me. Don't duck me. This and this and this.
I think he should just be a commentator and talk shit. Like, we don't need him no more.
I think he needs to fight. He needs to get back active.
Well,
if he wants to be considered a top guy still, he has to prove it.
I don't. Ain't nobody considering him a top guy though.
That's what I'm saying.
He has the name recognition. I mean, he's a top name. Not
only the name recognition, he has the resume to say he is based on beating Porter, beating.
Yeah.
He only lost to Pacquiao, right? And that was an old ass Pacquiao. But I feel like he ducked for so many years and had so many injuries.
Which is part of his resume. Which to me is like when you look at all the things on the resume, he's not a top guy right now. Like
what I'm saying is, I don't think he deserves the Errol fight right now.
No,
I still would love to see it, but I want to see him prove that he's still there.
Yeah, and it would be in everybody's best interest, Errol's too, if he fought somebody else.
Yeah,
to get his, to throw his name back in the hat as somebody that could beat him.
But Boots will send him into retirement.
Boots fucking that shit up. But I tell you, man, Boots just has to. Yeah, see, I mean, how good exactly is what's the dude he fought again? Boots, just who he just fight? What's his name again?
He just fought.
Why can't we just think it? We just said it.
Sergey Lipinets.
Yeah, right. Lipinets. I mean, how good? Because we keep saying, like, I want to see him against somebody. Lipinets was, like, considered a good fighter. That's the thing. Like,
so I want to see him against somebody like Custio Clayton.
I don't know how good. Okay.
Because that guy, Custio Clayton, I thought beat Lipinets.
Yeah.
But it was more as a boxer. You know what I mean? He can box.
So here's the thing about Boots. Because Boots, I think, has easily the best offense in the whole division. Easily. May have the best offense in all of boxing. He's up there. He's in the conversation.
Yeah, it's between him and Spence.
Pure offense. I think Chris Colbert's in the conversation. I think
I thought you
Benavidez.
meant welterweight.
Oh no, all of boxing.
Okay,
Like
all of
yeah,
boxing.
yeah. Like just pure offense. Like, I don't know how good his defense is against someone with the dangerous offense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't move his head a whole lot sometimes. He doesn't.
That's why I would like to
So-
see him. I want to see him against more of a pure boxer that I think has skills. Like,
Yeah, he's got to be in there with somebody really good. Like, it's tough to tell how, because offensively, honestly, I think he can knock everyone out in the division other than Errol Spence. Like, I could see him getting everybody else out of there other than Spence. I think he would have to, if he beat Errol Spence, it would have to be, that would be a war by decision. Sean Porter, too, would be tough to get out of there.
I don't think he
But-
gets Porter out of there.
Yeah, so maybe not Porter either. But I don't know how he fares against those guys from their offense versus his defense. You know, because you really need to beat Errol Spence. Let's think about what you need to beat Errol Spence. You really need to be elite in every facet of boxing, offense and defense. His offense I would say, is good enough to beat Errol Spence defensively.
Speaking of that, right? So I went back and looked at, because a lot of people, like, the narrative is that Sean Porter gave him a tough fight. It was a really good competitive fight. I'll say that. I went back and scored the fight. I gave Sean Porter 2 rounds. And I felt like it was maybe 1 or 2 other rounds.
I think I watched that fight 3 times, and I agree. It was rounds that you could call close.
Yeah.
The problem is like I told you, everybody thought Errol was gonna run through his
I
ass
thought he was going to knock him out.
because of the styles, but Porter really fought different than a lot of people thought he would.
He
The
fought
way he
better
moved
than
around.
I've ever seen.
Yeah,
him
so
fight.
the way Porter moved around, he boxed him. Like, we thought we was gonna get that rugged, what Errol Spence say, like he's swimming.
Yeah.
We thought we was going that's Sean Porter, and he boxed. He boxed, better than he ever did. So he did better than people thought he would, so they were giving him rounds. That's all that was. But no, that fight wasn't close.
Yeah, I was like, he only won 2 rounds. So then that made me think about, how good Spence is. Because I'm like, damn, like, that was his closest fight.
Errol Spence good as shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, Boots, I think Boots beats everybody but him right now. And I think that's close. I do think it's close, though.
It's close. And if Boots were to win, I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
No.
I think that can go either way. If you had to pick, who would you pick?
Spence.
Spence. Man, it's hard, man. But I would have to, yeah.
I can't pick against Spence.
You can't pick against Spence until you see. I just got to see more defense from Boots. Right now, he uses his offense as defense. It's like he punches so good that you can't even get close to the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you leave anything open, he's hitting it.
Yeah.
If you come anywhere near his range, you're getting hit. Like, he is accurate as shit, too. It's like, he don't miss no punches.
So everybody's been talking about him. That's like the number one conversation right now.
Really?
Boots.
We was on that shit kind of early, though.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. We'll see. I think a lot of guys are going to duck him.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him to get fights, man. But if he starts to, like, if they can build him up right, the problem is like, so we talked about, Javante, his fight's about to be pay-per-view and how he has that appeal.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of.
I don't think he has that Javante charisma. I just don't see it. So that's gonna be tough. I mean, when it comes to his boxing, he's as entertaining as it gets. I don't think he has that appeal that Javante got. Like,
Oh, I think it's coming. I think he's right there. I think Tank, most of his appeal comes from being with Floyd.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you, that's
I don't know.
Same with Broner.
It's a certain
It started with
charisma.
Floyd. It started with Floyd.
But Broner doesn't have Tank appeal though. He never did.
He was if he wouldn't have lost to, if he would have won that fight against who was that beat him?
Maidana.
Yeah, Marcos Maidana. If he'd have won that fight, he would have. And I feel like he still kind of got it anyway. He's still a big name, and
He's a big name, but it's a different type of appeal though.
bruh.
It's the type of shit where like almost like class clown type of shit. Like, I want to watch him for that. Javante is like,
that's what it turned into. But he was like that. He was the Tank before Tank.
no.
Yes. Yes, he
It's
was.
a different cool factor, is what I'm telling you. Like that's what, like the streets of Baltimore tatted up, like the way he looked, the way he punches, like his style. I'm telling you, it's a different type of appeal.
All right, so you brought up the pay-per-view card. Showtime just released their lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So they got Luis Neri against Brandon Figueroa for the Bantamweight World Championship.
Skip that shit. I don't care
Skip
about
that shit. I want to see it.
No, I don't really want to talk about it like that.
Nah, but just tell me who you gonna think gonna win.
Neri.
Neri, okay. Neri didn't look that good in his last fight to me, but we'll see.
It's bantamweights, man. Them niggas look different every time. Like,
I know Figueroa is there to be. I picked Neri because Figueroa is going easy to hit.
yeah.
Nonito Donaire against Nordine Kabali.
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with the other guy.
But I'm going to go with the other dude because they're old as shit.
Then you got Jamal Charlos against Juan Montiel on June 19th.
No, I'm going Maul.
Yeah, so I don't know much about Montiel. I went and looked him up. I saw he the guy that knocked out Kirkland. We remember that. But Kirkland's been washed, so that doesn't tell me
He's
anything.
beating the fuck out of Kirkland.
And
Ain't that a white dude? Oh, no, he's Hispanic, right?
Yeah, and he got knocked out by, what's my man? Jaime Munguia,
Who?
the dude that Maul's fighting.
Oh, he losing them all. The fuck?
They got knocked down in the second
Next.
round. All right, then we got Tank and Mario Barrios on June 26th.
No, I'm going Tank.
I don't know about that. So they're saying it's a super lightweight, right? So I thought
Mm-hmm.
Tank was going up to one.
Super lightweight is 140.
Yeah. So he is going up. So he's going up to 140. And Mario Barrios is undefeated, and he packs power, and he's a good fighter. He's a solid fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not a walk in the park.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how Floyd moves, so I feel like they know something I don't know. And they already know that they're confident they're going to win. They wouldn't take the fight otherwise.
Man, I also think maybe Tank's just good like that, too. Maybe that's why he's so confident.
He is good like that, but this is not.
Because what else could it be? Like when you say they know something, I don't know. Maybe they just know that. Maybe he just know that Tank's good.
My thing is this, though. Why would you move up to fight him when you can make more money fighting Gary Russell here at Ravens Stadium?
Because maybe he not that good.
I mean,
Could you make more money?
And it's a small. I think it's more money with Gary Russell. For here, you know, like, come on, man. That's a big
I don't
fight.
know. Oh, okay. So let's talk about the reason why they would do that. Maybe I don't think Floyd liked Gary Russell.
I know that, but I'm like, why move? I feel like it's very dangerous for him to move up to 140. So he just fought at 130.
You think it's more dangerous for Tank to fight Barrios than it is to fight Gary Russell?
I think they're just about equally as dangerous because Gary, I think, can outbox him,
Yes.
but he could very well stop Gary, right? And he can make Gary come up to 130 where he just fought at,
Right.
right? And Gary, he don't have to worry about getting knocked out by Gary. That's not going to happen. Mario Barrios is a 140 pounder that can punch and can fight, and he's undefeated. He's bringing an O into the ring. You're moving up to his weight class.
I see what you're saying.
That's a dangerous fight.
I think Tank and Gary Russell as boxers are on a higher tier than a guy like Barrios. That's just what I think. I just think they're better boxers.
I heard people call this a duck or a cherry pick.
Yeah, I think they're both better
don't think
boxers.
so.
Like I just think it's levels to that shit, and I think they're a level above Barrios as boxers. I just think they are. And when a boxer sees somebody, even if he's bigger, he not gonna like I'm outbox him.
Okay. Hey, we'll see. I just think on that undercard.
So you picking then?
I'm picking Tank,
Okay.
but I
cool.
just think it's a more
Undercard.
dangerous-
Let's talk about undercard. Yeah.
Undercard is Erickson Lubin versus Jason Rosario.
All right, now here we go. Like for real, this is an undercard, but this is probably the most interesting conversation on here.
That's why I would pay for the fight for the undercard.
Oh, that's a co-main event.
Yeah.
Right there. That's what that is. That ain't no real motherfucking undercard. That's a co-main event. So we got Erickson Lubin and we got Rosario. Let's do a little bit of background. So both these motherfuckers got knocked out by the same man,
by Jermell.
by Jermell Charlo. Now, Lubin was knocked out by him when he was like 19, 20 years old. Had no business fighting him.
First round.
Straight starched his ass. And this is at a time where I thought Lubin was the more talented fighter.
I did too. I actually was telling Noel, I'm like, yo, Lubin gonna win.
I thought he was too. Actually, I didn't know. I'm like, to me, it was a toss up because he looked so good when he was young. I thought he was like next like top pound for pound type of guy.
And that's why we have to be careful when we say stuff about like Boots being the best in boxing or he gonna beat everybody. It's like
No, I don't think. No,
I
but-
never thought that highly of.
Right, as I was about to say,
I never
when
thought that high, but still at the same time, I did think that he was probably.
I'm just living in the moment. I'm just going by what I see.
If you made me bet money that night, I would have bet on Lubin over Charlo.
See, I don't know. I can't remember how I felt. I just remember it was a toss up in my head. I don't remember who I would have went with, but anyway, so at that time we was thinking, next, one of the top pound for pound guys. Since then though, like he has bounced back, but he's had moments of fragility.
I'm picking Rosario.
Okay. Now let's talk about Rosario. He just got knocked out. Has he had a fight since?
No.
See, that's dangerous too. That's very dangerous right there. The fact that he hasn't fought since he was knocked out that way, that's gonna make me pick Lubin. Now I gotta pick Lubin, and I think if Rosario came back and looked like himself,
What's the bet?
what you want? 50?
50.
All right, cool.
Read
50
my
on
mind,
that.
50.
All right, so personally, like I said, I think if he came back and he had himself a warm up fight after, because you gotta understand, man got jabbed to the body and got knocked out from a jab to the body. That's embarrassing, yo.
It is,
That shit's embarrassing.
but I don't think that. Put like this: the shit that the hell he gave Charlo, even though Charlo was outboxing him, the pressure he gave, and Charlo had to be perfect to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Lubin doesn't make it to that point.
Lubin is a better boxer than Charlo. Lubin is just has nowhere near the dexterity of a Charlo.
Listen,
So
Charlo probably took some punches from Rosario in those first couple rounds that I don't think.
I got you, but what I'm telling you,
Lubin's going down.
but what I'm saying is, honestly, if we're talking about Lubin versus Jermell Charlo, and if we go skill for skill as a boxer, really Charlo's not even close to Lubin. That's what I'm saying. So you can't go by
but
that.
his chin.
I understand that, but when someone has that much more skill, he may not get hit with those flush shots the way that Charlo did. The Charlos are right there to be hit all the time.
Like I would say that J-Rock has more skill than Charlo, and Rosario walked through him.
Yeah,
I like Rosario,
but I don't think that number one. I think Lubin's bigger. I think
no way.
than J-Rock.
Oh no, I'm talking about then
Rosario.
Yeah.
It's probably you'd be surprised. Lubin big as shit.
Rosario way bigger than him.
He's taller. Lubin's a
look it
big
up.
dude, bro. Like Lubin ain't no joke.
Listen,
That's a big boy. So look,
we already bet the 50. Let's keep it moving.
all right, that's cool.
You got any one more point? You got another point you want to add on that?
No, I was just gonna say I think Lubin is a better boxer than J-Rock too. I think
he is,
Lubin's
too.
like when you talk about that much size and that much skill, I guess it just depends on
But-
what Lubin shows up, man.
I will say this though. I did think that last fight he had with was it Terrell Gausha?
Mm-hmm.
He looked terrible.
He didn't look good.
He looked
He
terrible.
didn't look good.
And he got rocked at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it was shaky.
Yeah.
I just don't trust him. But next, my man Chris Colbert, one of my favorite fighters,
Yeah.
fighting Gamboa. Yeah,
He's also in the conversation, best puncher in the sport right there, Chris Colbert.
yeah.
Well, we already know Colbert gonna knock his ass out. So,
Do we know that?
well, yeah, hold up.
Devin Haney didn't knock him out.
Devin Haney, yeah, but Colbert's knocking him out.
Okay. All right.
Colbert's probably not gonna. Honestly, Colbert's one of them type dudes. The way he fights, he plays with you a little bit.
But if you look at Colbert's record, he doesn't have a lot of knockouts. So this could be a fight where Gamboa could go the distance. But I think
It's possible. It just depends on how well he takes his shots.
But I think Colbert is thinking, okay, they think I don't have a lot of knockouts on my record.
Colbert's also smaller.
Yeah,
Are they
he-
both-
He fights at 130. So
Yeah, didn't Gamboa just fight at? He fought at 35, right?
I think
So he may not get him out of there. I mean, it depends. So I think that's actually up for debate. I think that he wins very easily. Probably wins every round.
So they're fighting at super feather.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Colbert probably wins every round. Whether or not he gets him out of there, that's gonna be interesting. That's really gonna be a test for his power.
I think he gets him out of there because I think he's looking to get him out of there. Because the only reason you would take this fight is to
It's a showcase fight.
no, not only showcase, but to say I'm gonna do better than Devin Haney did.
Yeah, which
or
is
I'm gonna do better than Tank did and put pressure on them. So people are like, oh, you knocked him out way quicker than Tank knocked him out.
yeah. Yeah, I can see that. We'll see. Colbert easily. As far as Gamboa goes, Gamboa is done.
Yeah, it's his victory lap.
Yeah, he's
Well,
on
not
his
victory lap.
No, this is his cash grab lap.
Yeah.
He on his way out. He keep fighting these good motherfuckers. He'd have lost 2 in his prime.
It's a good name on all these young fighters' resume.
Yeah,
20 years from now.
I can't wait for that though. When is that fight?
That one's on July 3rd. So 4th of July.
If y'all haven't seen Chris Colbert fight, I mean, y'all should have by now. But tune in, please.
I think that Arrow is going to fight on that same night. Arrow versus Ugas. But it's going to be announced later. It's going to be on Fox, though.
Okay.
So that fight will probably come on early.
Right. Because
Yeah.
they're not going to compete the same network.
Exactly.
Basically. Also,
Well, hold on. Maybe not. Because if you're going to do a pay-per-view for Tank on the 26th, it's going to be hard to do a pay-per-view the very next weekend. But it is 4th of July weekend. People are going to spend money.
yeah, you never know.
I
As
don't
well. I don't know. But Chris Colbert is kind of like the boot of that class offensively, the way he mixes his shit up. You know what I'm saying? Just a barrage of punches, every single punch, fast, accurate, just flashy with it.
He's my favorite fighter at the lower divisions.
Most exciting, yes.
He's my favorite fighter.
I can't call him.
I'm just saying my favorite. I'm not
I got you.
saying he's the best.
Yeah. My favorite's probably Shakur. As far as who I think.
If they're all on TV at the same time, I'm watching Colbert, even over Tank. I'd rather see Chris Colbert.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think he's the most entertaining one.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't think he's the best fighter, but I think he's the most entertaining.
We'll see.
Because I think Shakur Stevens is the best fighter.
Yeah. I think he's the best pure boxer.
Mm-hmm. Just overall, overall boxers, I think it's Shakur. But anyway, go ahead. Who we got next? Anything
Next,
good?
July 17th, Jamel Charlo, Brian Castano, undisputed. That's a good fight. Solid fight all the way around. It's great for they can't deny him pound for pound anymore. They never put him on the list.
If they denied him now, they can do it after that.
Yeah, you're right.
He should be on there now, no doubt. Nobody give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Only thing that matters is your individual pound for pound.
Well, part of the problem is the PBC need to release their own pound for pound. They need their own network. You know what I mean? Because everybody's running the ESPN. And we all know where they're coming from. So a Ring magazine, and we know where that's coming from. So
yeah, Golden Boy. Yeah. So
we need our own shit. Quit looking for recognition over there. You know what I mean?
Well, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going Mel, of course.
Next fight, Rigondeaux versus Casemiro. So that's on August 14th.
I don't really give a shit.
I don't really care either. How old is Rigondeaux now?
He old as shit.
He
been
like
old.
42.
He been old, but that motherfucker, he boxed like how we walk. He boxes like second nature.
The last fight I watched from him, like I felt like I enjoyed it because he outsmarted the guy. Like
he crushed dude, didn't he?
He
knocked dude out, right? It was that fight.
I'm not sure. It's been a while, so he might have fought since then. The last fight I watched,
he knocked dude out.
I felt like dude was better than him. Like as far as he's a young fighter, but he just outsmarted him and
you could just tell he was just on another level. He just been
I mean, I know they say he's boring. I don't
think he's boring at all.
He's not boring. He's just not the the busiest fighter.
I don't think he's boring at all. I think his punches are really sharp and crisp. Great defense.
His footwork. I like
great
his footwork. Yeah.
Lomachenko just gave him. He put him in a torture chamber he'll never forget.
He jumped up. It was for the
that shit was they just fed him to Lomachenko. That's what that was. That wasn't anything but them trying to build up Lomachenko more. That's why that fight happened. Everybody knew Rigondeaux ain't have a chance. But go ahead.
Then you got my man David Benavidez, August 28th. Jose Uzcategui.
Shout out to Uzcategui for taking that fight. Being brave.
That's the same one that I think Plant beat for the belt.
Okay. Well, yeah, shout out to him for taking this fight because, man, look, you better man than me, bro. That motherfucker is going to fuck you up.
They're calling this a super middleweight title eliminator.
Okay.
So I would assume that means that he's in line to get Plant or Canelo's belt, maybe the WBC belt.
It don't mean
It
it
doesn't mean
doesn't
anything.
matter.
I think this is just a way of selling the fight.
It doesn't matter because if Canelo doesn't want to fight him, then it's not gonna happen. But like you said, it's just a what you put on the title of the fight. Doesn't mean anything.
Then we got September 11th, Cool Boy Steph Fulton Jr. fighting the winner of the Neri Figueroa. So he's fighting Luis Neri.
9-11. Fulton Jr. That's my boy.
Yeah, he beats either one of them
Yeah.
easily.
Fulton's like the I liken him to Lamont Peterson, like a better Lamont Peterson. That's what he remind me of. Getting there, he get it done, but he box better than Lamont.
I like to compare him to Colbert because I feel like he can do both too. He can bang with you or he can box.
But he's not flashy. That's
Yeah,
why
he's not as flashy.
As far as like the style, like how he gets inside, because I think he likes fighting on the inside more than the outside. Like a lot like the way Lamont, because dog, that last fight he just stayed on the inside.
He had to. I feel like he could have won on the outside.
He could have easily won either way.
He might have got robbed on the outside.
He would have won either way.
They had no way. They couldn't argue with it.
As far as his grit, his ruggedness, the way he works the body, you know, a lot like Lamont to me, but he could do a lot more skill.
You know, Mike didn't like that statement when you said that.
Who's Mike?
From the gym.
Which Mike is that?
Mike and Rob.
Oh, Mike. Mike don't know boxing. You mean Rob? Rob, the one who had the dread.
Yeah, Rob. So he was saying that he didn't remind him of
Bro, Rob don't know shit about boxing. Rob, yo, you heard Rob talk about Mike Tyson before? How he say
I just know he think that Terrence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. So.
Yo, Rob don't know shit about boxing. Make sure Rob see this. Shout out to Rob though. I love that nigga, but yo, that nigga don't know nothing about boxing.
I might have to edit it though. I had his name wrong. I got him mixed up. All right, man.
That's it though.
I'm trying to think what else I care about right now, man.
Well, like you said, we got a Spence Ugas fight on the horizon. And Spence gonna go ahead and get him up out of there. And then after that, what do you think the Spence gonna do? Like, what is there to do?
I think he's gonna make an offer to Crawford. If Crawford don't take it,
Moving up?
probably move up.
What a shame.
Nah, honestly, I think what he'll do, if he beats Ugas, he'll make the offer to Crawford. Crawford's not gonna take it because he's ducking him. It's clear. I think he fights Keith Thurman.
Okay.
I think he finally comes back
So
around.
you think,
All right, that's
so you
another
think
big
Keith
payday.
gets a fight?
I think he
Keith
gets.
gonna have to fight somebody.
He needs to fight somebody now.
Right.
Like he needs to get somebody out the way that might be a potential opponent.
Right. Like right now. Like
Yeah.
schedule that today.
Yeah, like Porter. Like he probably should go fight Porter right now.
Who? Thurman?
Thurman.
He don't want to do that. Fight somebody. He
That's
gonna
all-
lose to Porter.
But I think if he does that, it takes Porter off the list of potential opponents.
Right. But
Because-
Errol can. But
because
Errol
Errol-
would probably rather fight Thurman. He'll make more money on Thurman. And it's an easier
Errol
fight.
said he's not fighting Thurman. He's not giving him a shot. He's not going to do business with him because of how he ducked him.
Yeah.
And he's also mentioned several times that he would give Porter the rematch. You know what I mean? So if Porter end up not fighting Crawford, or even if he does fight him and say they have a tough fight,
Yeah.
but Crawford doesn't want to fight Errol, I can see Errol running it back because people said it was a tough fight for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if Thurman were to get him out the way and beat Porter,
He ain't gonna beat Porter though.
that would elevate him back to everybody's mind. Like, all right,
He's
still a
not beating
problem.
Sean Porter though. So if he fights him, then we ain't gonna see no Thurman Spence. So that changes that. So it would be Porter. If that happens, then it's gonna be Porter Spence again.
All right, Thurman need to go chase down Mikey Garcia before Pacquiao does. That's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's a good fight. And
What Thurman versus Mikey Garcia?
Mikey.
He'll probably beat Garcia.
Yeah, and that would be enough to put him in the
Yeah,
conversation.
he'll beat
again.
Mikey Garcia. He's because Mikey's too small.
That'd be
Mikey's
enough
too
to
small
put him
for
back
him.
in the conversation. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I forgot.
If he get any win, it would be. That's what I'm saying. It ain't gonna take much. What?
Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, that's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who you liking that? Ramirez still?
I gotta go Ramirez. Yeah. I'm not huge on Josh Taylor. I don't. It's crazy. Like 140 is like it's weird because 140 is like that's like the middle child. Like, cause you got 47, the older brother, and you got 135.
It's not a real weight. Well,
40
it's
is
a new weight class. All the new weight.
It's newer. It's been around a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It wasn't
Historically,
from the beginning.
It's not historically great.
It doesn't have the same lineage that like 35, 47,
47, 60.
60.
Yeah, I feel you. But it's like, even with that being said, like 54 is like busy. It's talented.
But even 54, as talented as it is, it doesn't get the same clout or recognition that all the other divisions.
Depends who's fighting. I mean, think about some of the fights that happened at 54.
You know what the problem is?
What?
With 54.
No.
You can't think of one white fighter, one Euro fighter, one Eastern European.
Well,
no, there's nobody that's really a top guy at 154 that they can get behind.
I know that like, so 54 when Oscar De La Hoya was fighting and it was big. You know, Floyd Mayweather moved up a couple times for the De La Hoya fight.
Canelo 55.
Canelo, and then he fought Miguel Cotto 54.
I'm talking now. It's so many.
I know,
dogs.
but what
There's so many dogs, and they don't talk about 154. Rarely.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know who they is.
The main outlets.
The main outlets don't talk about nothing, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot that they don't like. They don't talk about anything. They don't. The only thing the main outlets talk about, they talk about Spence versus Crawford. They talk about Canelo, and they talk about Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. That's it.
Yeah.
So everything, they don't talk about nobody else. So it's like, I don't know. I think 54 does get some clout. 140
You
is
forgot about Monster anyway. They talk about him.
fuck that nigga. I'm not even gonna mention him. 140 is like gets no, like you don't even hear the name Josh Taylor. Like,
I think
hell no.
Honestly, you know what? Out of
You don't
all
hear
the
that
people,
shit.
out of all the people they got over there, top rank and ESPN, I really like Josh Taylor. Like, I think he's a solid fighter. But they don't.
No, I think
don't
he's
talk
good.
about him.
It's just that division. To me, it's weird because you got 35 that's so stacked, 47 that's so stacked. You would think 40 would be more stacked.
But if you think about who Crawford beat for Undisputed and Dongo, it just tells you like 140 is.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, dudes just skip over 40 to go to 47.
Yeah. But 47 is where the money at too. So
40 is like even the way Floyd did it. It was like one or two fights. I think he fought Gaddy at 40. That may have been it. I think 47 was right after that. I got to look at it.
I have to look it up.
But, yo, it's like the biggest, like, we just going to drive through there, eat real quick, and then we're going to go to the, like, if you're on a road trip, it's like, yo, we just going to stop there to eat, and then we're going to keep it moving. Like, that's what 40 is. This is like, so, but anyway.
It is the weakest division, though.
Yeah, like, when you think.
135 got a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying, and it's right in the middle. It's like, how? Like I'm saying, like, dudes just skip over that shit. They just go right to 47. Like, they'll do one fight, and then they gone. Yeah, it's weird, man. Like, I'm trying to think the last good, like the last really good 140-pound fight. Like, with name recognition. Can't even think of it.
40-pound. What's my man? Adrian Broner boy. Just fought. It was a good fight, too.
Talking about
He put on a show.
Robert Easter?
Yeah. He won 40.
I said name recognition, man. This motherfucker. Oh, Robert Easter. No, bro.
I mean, they got Mario Barrios. They got Regis Prograis. You got Jose Ramirez.
No, that's not it. That ain't it. Anyway.
Yeah.
What else we got coming up? Fury Joshua, who you got?
That fight's not happening.
It's not?
No.
I thought it was happening.
No.
Why is it not happening? They going back and forth on some
It was
bullshit?
never happening because, first of all, Fury's under contract to fight Wilder.
Oh.
And they're still in court.
Okay. Fuck them.
That shit ain't. I don't really care about heavyweights. If it ain't Jared Anderson, I don't care.
Ain't Canelo fighting Billy Joe? How's that fight going?
What they call that shit? Oh, man, champ side. What do you call it?
I don't watch them.
The PED championship of the world.
Oh, wait, hold up. Billy Joe on that shit too?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, he popped dirty. He was supposed to fight what's my man name with his own? Andre.
Oh, and Pop Dirty. Andre always getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah, he was scheduled to fight Andre, then Pop Dirty, and that fight was called
Andre
off.
motherfucker, might as well not even be in boxing.
Well, he fighting was it Liam Smith?
Fuck that. I ain't gonna talk about that. Billy Joe Canelo, who you got?
Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo too good for him.
He's some shit. I mean,
Canelo is about 3 levels above that nigga.
yeah, but Billy Joe's probably better than Canelo's last few opponents.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. But no, Canelo is way too fucking good for Billy Joe. Billy Joe. All right, what else, dog? Before we wrap it up, anything else?
I can't think of that, man. I feel like we're forgetting some stuff though. It's been so long.
It has been a while. Gary Russell fighting somebody?
Nope. Well, no.
I thought he was.
I thought he was
Actually.
supposed to fight is mandatory.
All right, don't look that up. We don't need to see that shit. I don't care about that.
I thought it was somebody good though. They was like trying to get him beat. That's what they trying to do. Let me see if it's scheduled. They trying to get that man beat so bad. Nope, not even scheduled.
Well, it's looking like it's it, man. 44-minute vid.
We still rolling. All right. Edit that. We were supposed to have a guest today, man. He ain't show up. Man, Brandon. It's like his third attempt.
Right. Right. Man, we gotta get him on. He funny as shit.
My man, our boy Jesus Ramos fighting.
That motherfucker fight every week, bro. Yo, this nigga fight every week.
So he fighting
Yo, what the fuck?
May 1st, Javier Molina.
Yo, it's funny. Javier Molina, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if I haven't heard that name before, I heard about 10 fighters that had that same type of name. Yo, like
It's one of them,
that's
like,
why it'd be hard to know who the
like,
fighters
do I
are.
know him or do I not
Yeah,
know him?
because they all got the same name, bro. Hey,
So Molina went to decision with Jamal James, right?
Yeah.
He lost in the UD. He went to decision with Jose Pedraza, his last fight. Lost by unanimous decision. I don't see anyone significant that he beat, but that says a lot that he went the distance. I don't think he goes the distance with Jesus Ramos. That's another guy. Like maybe I'm looking into it too deep. He's fighting bums. I think he has the skills to beat top guys that we think are great.
what weight class is he fighting in?
Welterweight.
I don't know if he has the skills to be great at welterweight.
I think he does.
When we say great at welterweight, that would mean on Errol Spence Jr.'s level. I don't think he has those skills.
I'm not saying he beats Errol.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying
Yeah.
on that level, though. I don't think he has that level of ability. I think he's a tier under that.
I
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like this. The only thing
we got to think about what a great welterweight looks like. Let's think about great welterweights.
The only thing I think he lacks is the speed.
But that's very
It's very
important at welterweight.
It's very important. But I think he packs probably more power than a lot of the top welterweights. I think he's probably one of the most powerful guys at welterweight.
Does he pack more power than the top ones, though? Does he hit harder than Garcia? Does he hit harder than Spence?
I would say this. I think he hits about the same as Garcia, but from a variety of ways, where Garcia just has the left hook.
I don't think he hits as hard as Ryan Garcia. I don't think so.
Not Ryan.
I mean,
Danny.
Danny Garcia. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think he hits as
I
hard as
think he
Danny
does,
Garcia.
man. I think he does.
Do you think he hits as hard as Errol Spence?
Yes, I think he does.
I don't think so. I don't think
he-
he's on that level. I don't think he's up
just
there.
Slower. I think he's just slower.
He's definitely slower. And don't get it twisted. I like him a
And I
lot
think
because
he
I think
can box.
he can definitely box.
And
I
he has
think
a chin.
his fundamentals are incredible too.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. But when we talk about a top welterweight, bro,
So what I'm saying
like,
is,
I don't think he has that.
I'm higher on him than I am on Virgil Ortiz. And he has.
Now that's a good
You
comparison
see
right
what I'm
there.
saying? That's what I'm saying. When
I would say yes because I think he's a better boxer. I think Ortiz is too straightforward. I think he comes at you too much in a straight line.
that'd be a hell of a fight.
That would.
That's a lot of power.
But I think Ortiz's problem, he comes at you too much in a straight line to beat those top welterweights. You have to. The welterweight division is it's arguably the most diverse when it comes to skill sets. Like, those guys are so skilled in that division. Like, you really need everything to be a top welterweight. Even if we look like historically the top welterweights of all time,
like
you need it to
I definitely
be.
have him. I have him beating Lipinets.
Who?
Jesus Ramos.
Of course.
But that's what I'm saying.
Of course.
If Lipinus was in the top 10, Ramos is not.
No, but we said a
Ramos-
top. When we got to define what top
What I'm
means.
saying is Ramos he isn't on anyone's radar right now.
Right.
You said he's fighting every other week.
He is. He fighting
And
every 2 weeks.
I'm hyped to watch him every other week.
No doubt.
And I know he's not fighting.
What
at
I'm
that
saying is, I don't think he's a top tier welterweight. Because if we're putting Ennis up there, and we're putting Spence up there, he's not on their level. That's
really,
what I'm saying.
So really, what we're saying is, all right. What everybody looks at it is Spence, Crawford, Ennis, top 3.
I think he's
it's
a notch.
drop off. It's a drop off. Ennis is Porter.
And I think he's there.
Okay, that's a top welterweight.
No, it's not. That's not top tier. How big
right.
of this room of top welterweights are we making?
What does he do with Manny Pacquiao right now?
Loses.
Manny beats him.
Manny beats him right now.
I think he might knock Manny the fuck out.
I think Manny beats him right now.
I think he can knock Manny the fuck out.
I think Manny beats him right now. Yeah. You be sleeping on Manny Pacquiao a little bit.
Man, he old, bro.
Just a little bit.
He got away with murder, picking on hurt ass Thurman, inactive ass Thurman.
We got to
He
see.
picked the easiest route.
Who's he about to fight right now?
He probably gonna fight Mikey. Who you talking about?
Pacquiao. Didn't he sign a fight?
He didn't sign anything.
Who they been talking about him fighting?
They were saying, well, it came.
Oh,
out
it was
that
Crawford,
he
right?
was gonna fight Crawford. That's not
Oh.
happening. He even can't. I guess whoever speaks up for him said, nah, that's make believe. That's not happening. That's a lie. So now he's still.
I gotta think about Ramos versus Pacquiao a little long. I don't know, man. I ain't seen Ramos against nobody. It's tough. It's almost impossible to answer, bro.
I know, but what I'm just saying is,
I
I think that highly of him, and like this is like Stanionis. I thought he looked really good.
So, do you think Garcia is a great welterweight,
Brandon Lee, Danny Garcia.
or is he a good welterweight?
I think Danny is.
I think he's a really good welterweight.
I think he's a solid fighter no matter what weight he's in.
Right,
But
but
he's
we-
not elite at. He's a solid boxer with a lot of power.
Yeah,
I never thought he was
great.
That he's slow.
He's not great.
Yeah, he's not great.
And I think Ramos is on that level. He's really good. He could be a really good welterweight. Not great. Like, we talk about greats. No, he's not up there.
I think he could beat Danny Garcia.
Yeah, he could be, but he's on that level, though. He's in that mix.
But
If
that's-
y'all think
but
he's
that-
on Errol Spence level, put that in the
I'm not
comments.
saying that he's on Arrow's level. What I'm saying is, I think that's a top welterweight. If you could beat Danny, or if you could beat, you said it so clear. What's his name? Damn, Lipinus. Oh yeah, he beats him. That means for his age or where he's only what 19.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's 19 years old, bro.
Well, if he's 19, he's fighting welterweight, and he's probably not going to be. Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so 24 years old, 25. Maybe he is one of the best at welterweight.
Depends who's there.
Yeah, Boots be gone.
If Boots is still there, then
Because Boots was what 24, so 5.
23, 20 something.
I
Like
think
that.
he just turned 24. He'd be
Okay.
pushing 30 by then, so like 5 years.
Mhm.
So he might move up to 54.
It depends. Because if he's 24, he ain't really growing no more like that.
He's big though, bro. So
I know, but if he can make weight, if you can make weight at 24, you can stay there at 24. At 24 years old, you can.
we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see how long.
It'd be different if he was 21. But anyway, anything else we're gonna talk about?
Nah,
About it.
that's all I got, man.
Yeah. But anyway, we cooked for almost an hour.
Oh damn, time flying.
Time flying when you're having fun.
Yes, sir.
So till next time, man, we gotta try to get at least a vid out a week. God damn it.
Yeah, we gotta step it
But
up.
this one-
we're gonna do better.
Yeah, we are for real though. We are gonna do better. I've been super busy with business and all that shit, but we about to get it popping. But today would have been like 2 or 3 vids if we did it normal.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing. It would have been a couple of vids.
But I honestly prefer just talking, man.
It do feel better.
Yeah,
It's harder for
I think what we need.
them to search through the topics, but it's like if we just make it podcast style. The problem is like if we do it like this, it's only gonna be some once a week shit.
Yeah, and we could do a better job of having like a list of shit we want to talk about.
I don't know if we need that.
Just something.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause
Well, yeah, that's cool.
We had a couple moments. We like anything, you know what I mean? We have a list.
Yeah.
All right, boom, boom, check it off.
I mean, we can start doing that at least until shit heats up.
Yeah, and get more guests in here.
Yeah,
I feel like we have more fun when we have a casual in the building.
yeah. Pick on a casual real quick and make his ass look Silly.
And it is a couple people that I feel like, you know, I bumped into because we talk boxing so much that I'm surprised. Like, damn, all right, you know your shit, you know?
Yeah.
So if I can
So
get,
more guests, more consistency for y'all. For the few of y'all that's rocking with us, thank you. We got like 260.
oh, no, I ain't even looked at it.
Something like that. Around 260. Get us to a K. Get us to 1,000, yo.
And I tell you what, it feels good not going back and forth with Canelo fans for a while.
Yo, before we go,
Yeah.
sometime every now and then I'll look at our old videos just to see the comments. One of them Jones had like a ridiculous amount. It was like 80 comments.
Yeah.
Yo, we got lambasted on one of them videos, bro. Like we had hella dislikes. I haven't seen that shit.
Which one?
I don't remember, bro. It was
Canelo joint?
it was a Canelo
Oh,
joint.
good.
They ate us. It was the Canelo Liam Smith joint, I think. Yo, I was reading that shit. I was like, God damn, yo, you went back and forth with one of them for a long time. Like, y'all Canelo fans are something else, bruh.
And sometimes they trick me, man, and I think they just really disagree and maybe.
Yeah.
And then
So it was
realized
one. It was one comment. So this was the comment where they compared Canelo to like Errol Spence and all that, and Crawford, and they said this is who he's fought. This is who Canelo's fought. Blah blah blah. Like, yo, y'all gotta stop throwing Canelo's resume out there when this motherfucker's been a pro for 15 years. It's like, yo, you can, and we may get more dislike just for this right here. If y'all are still listening, you a real one, by the way. But if your first 8 years as a pro, let's just say you want to be a dog your first 8 years, you can build up a good resume if you're as good as Canelo. And in the last 5 to 7 years, your ass been not doing what you did the first 8. Yo, I don't give a fuck about your overall resume if you haven't done that shit in 5 years. Like, stop putting Canelo's overall resume out there. We talking about what he doing right now.
Yo, shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation, right? He made a video where he went through Canelo's whole career.
Yeah, the Canelo versus Floyd shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew Canelo, you know, the beginning of his career was some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I knew, you know, when you remember things in the moment that he did that was whack or that was like, oh, he's not that good, or okay, now all right, he's looking good now, you know, all that shit. But when he put it all together in one package,
Yeah, especially when you compare and contrast to
and
Floyd.
you're comparing it to Floyd, you're like, he's not even
When
close.
Floyd fought dudes when they were at their peak.
Yeah, he's not even close. His resume is not even
Yeah.
close to a Floyd.
No.
At all.
No, he's not in the ballpark of Floyd Mayweather.
Or-
the one fight I give him the most credit for is Erislandy Lara.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you break it down, it's only a couple fights you can give him credit for, like, and really respect. And that's Lara, Trout.
Yeah, Lara and Trout. Triple G, he waited.
Jacobs and Triple G. But Triple G, he waited till he was old.
He waited.
So for you to have how many fights? 40 fights? 40
Something like that.
fights?
Yeah.
4 fights that I really respect.
And y'all want to give him credit for this Liam Smith
And
and
it's a lot of names on there, but the guys
yeah,
are
and
really
then
old or really
Kovalev and that kind of shit, you know. But anyway, especially, and look, the biggest issue with it, and I'm in on this, the biggest issue with it is that it's not guys right there to fight right now.
No, that's not.
That's what we don't.
That's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is he has the power to make whatever fight he wants.
Right. In addition to the fact that
So-
this motherfucker's here.
It's dogs all around.
Yeah.
So you could have been fighting top guys, and you could be the new Mayweather, because a lot of people think you can still beat these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Like
if you
a
just-
Jamal Charlo fight, the fact that hasn't happened when Jamal Charlo's headlining his own pay-per-views.
Can you imagine how big Canelo would be if he already beat both Charlos?
Yeah.
Already beat Andre, beat Triple G when he was, you know, Triple
Yeah.
G. Went up and beat Better BF.
Yeah.
You know, like, then you'd be like, yo, he's one of the greatest of
Yeah.
all time.
Then we can start comparing him to Floyd, because that's
Yeah.
basically what Floyd did.
And it's like,
Yeah.
he's the shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, I'll fight Spence at 160. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But he's just, it's like, nobody wants to see none of these fights, bro.
And then the media make it worse, trying to still pump him up, make us not like him even more. But anyway, let's end on that note. I don't want to get too negative. We make it dislike just for
man,
that.
we made it like 50-some minutes without doing that shit. Now I'm going to have to respond to these comments.
I just wanted to, I was looking back. I'm like, God damn, they hate us for that. Well, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
I care.
Hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to get y'all another video within the next week. Yeah, we still cooking. AndStilltv.
remaining undefeated, proving he is one of the elite champions of the sport today, and still